Hi, Aries. This is your home light security for the month of August as we go through the Lion's Gate. And trust me, this energy doesn't just end with the Lion's Gate. It is definitely going all the way through the month. Not the Lion's Gate, but because of the way that new moon is coming up at the end of the month. So there is a lot going on. Now, if you've never watched any of these readings, please look right there. It will help you to understand whether you're a sun, moon, or rising sign as to how to interpret these readings. But this is for the Aries sign for the month of August. Now, okay, first off, I'm getting something's like, I'm getting like that scratchy throat, like something's trying to keep me from speaking. And I feel truthfully, Aries, you guys are explosive. And it's a sister sign to the Lion's Gate because it takes place through that Leo energy. And I feel like you guys are very aggressive, very go, 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 push, push, push to receive. And I feel like it's saying, slow down. Slow down. You're very revved up is what I'm feeling. Very revved up and ready to go. But there's too much three-dimensional in the mindscape. There's too much three-dimensional in the mindscape right now. And because what I'm getting is like a flat line. But for me, that doesn't mean like health-wise. For me, a flat line means three-dimensional. And it's coming through in green. And this means there's growth here that needs to take place. So it's learning how to get yourself, your aggression, your action, learning how to get your aggression, your action, your pressure out of that three-dimensional idea, out of the lower vibration of the three-dimensional. Because what I'm getting is a lot of freaking anger. A lot of anger, a lot of powerlessness, a lot of afraid or fear, frustration, doubt over the path. And the creativity of that Lion's Gate right now has a lot of crazy energy going on. Then it's going to move into Virgo. And this is the house that you're walking through, because wherever the sun is where the house is the house that you're walking through. So you're going to be going from the 5th house to the 6th house. And that is definitely shifting you. And what I'm getting is it's just insecurity of not trusting in that gut. Because the gut right now is clouded or cluttered with too much 3D because of the mindscape, which then has you disappointed, for many at least. Holding on to bitterness and blame, which is going to pull you back down. So I feel like it's not fear of speaking your truth, but I feel like it's really digesting and digging into what you want to say. And is that true? Or is that just coming from an ego fear point? And that's something that you have to grow up and out of and into a higher vibration. And knowing the difference. Now, Aries. What does Aries need to hear? Let me grab my deck over here. What does Aries need to hear for the month of August? What does Aries need to hear for the month of August? Hope and happiness. I feel like this is more of saying you need to start investing your energy, your focus, your heart into the hope and the happiness and away from the three-dimensional away from the three-dimensional, because there's things there that could pull you back down at this time. And that's not where you're trying to go. And it's actually pulling from what you're trying to have happen. So I feel like you need to, it came right back out, hope and happiness. So this is where you need to put your focus right now. What do you want to see? Not what you do see, but what do you want to see? And how do you want to see that change? Communicate with yourself on that higher level, because it's going to help you overcome insecurities. What else does Aries need to hear for the month of August before we get into astrology? Catch your breath. Like I said, slow down. Okay, hear me out, Aries. Aries is a fire sign, okay? And you are definitely in your fire sign, but you're in the Lion's Gate, which is a fixed energy. Your energies are the beginning. The fire of Aries is a beginning energy. It's a cultivating energy. It's a beginning. It's a start. It's the igniting of the fire. Leo is a fixed sign. It's the go, 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 go. The difference between your fire sign and the Leo fire sign is Aries gets burned out and needs something new to reignite. Leo will just go and go and go and go and go. That's the difference of the fixed sign. It's like a freight train that doesn't end. You guys get burned out, want something new. Start it, get burned out, want something new. Start it, want something new. And this is saying, don't try to be the Leo. Don't, because you're going to get slapped into the wall. You're going to burn yourself out. This is give yourself some love. Give yourself some time for hope, for happiness, for downtime. Because it doesn't mean you want to start something, drop it. Start something, drop it. This is, you want to be able to continue to push it forward and make what you want to create and bring into reality, actually into reality. But this means slow down so that you can figure out exactly how and what you want to bring into that reality. Don't try to be the Leo during the Lion's Gate. Trust in your inner truths. Dig deeper for what is the inner truth of what you want, what you desire, where you're trying to create this, where you're trying to take it. Slow down and tap in on that kind of a level so that you can actually bring that into fruition. The energies are da 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 da, and you guys are used to that. But right now, and with the way that this is going to be at the end of the month, slow it down some. Give yourself some love, so give yourself some respect, give yourself the help of getting to that higher dimensional energy so that you don't create on a lower 3D vibration and then kind of be like, that's still not what I wanted. So this is just slow down and give yourself that. This is also telling you to pay attention to whatever family judgment you are getting at this time. Or personal judgment. Maybe you are over judging. Maybe you are being too hard on yourself. But I'm feeling like I'm being told to tell you to slow down. All right, let's see what else. Is there anything else here? Yeah, I have another deck that's trying to speak. And then we'll go into the astrology. What does Aries need to hear? What does Aries need to hear for the month of August? What does Aries need to hear for the month of August? Okay. I said, They said, Hold on. What? What else does Aries need to hear? What they're giving to me, okay, they're giving it to me in a couple different ways. They're giving me is the colorless angel. And that's just feeling wiped out. That's what this is. I'm exhausted. I'm done. I got nothing left to give. It's all dark. Leave me alone. And it's coming along with alone in the world. But what they are telling me is you're feeling heavy. And if you're feeling heavy, then you can't connect with your inner child. You're not getting that you time that you need. You're not getting the proper creative time that you need. And then it's just going to be like on everything you're trying to create. And that's what these two are saying. And like I said, they're saying, get away from that three-dimensional right now. Get away from all of the questions and the doubts and the fears and the anxieties, and give yourself some playtime. Give yourself some playtime. Give yourself some inner child, because if you're heavy, you can't create. If you're heavy, you can't be connected to the higher realm. If you're heavy, you're stuck in the three-dimensional crap. This is saying you need to find a way to lighten the load, lighten your mindscape. Okay, now, as I get into the astrology, you have the Lion's Gate, which is right up until the 8th, but technically it goes past the 8th. And I keep trying to say to everybody, you got the new moon that's going to be taking place at the end of the month, and it's going to be in Virgo. So even though it's coming out of the Lion's Gate, you're going into a brand new beginning in shifting directions. And then starting to really pay attention to your mundane and everything that is energy that you are digesting around you. Now, I'm going to explain that better when I get into the astrology itself. But you have the full moon that takes place on the 11th in Aquarius, which is in opposition of the new moon. Opposition of the Lion's Gate. Then you have Venus, which is going to be moving into Leo on the 11th, same day as the full moon. Mars is entering Gemini on the 20th. You have the Sun, which will be entering Virgo on the 22nd. Uranus is going retrograde on the 24th, which means it's already in shadow, and it is a very big deal. Now you have Mercury, which will be going into Libra on the 25th, and then the new moon takes place on the 27th in Virgo. Now, you are in your 5th house, because anywhere the sun is where the house is that you are actually is in. So you right now are in a very sensitive Lion's Gate. And I say this all the time because Venus is here. Venus is here. And she's coming out of the Cancer and coming into Leo. But this is bringing the energy of that 4th house of inner emotional security into the creativity by trusting in yourself, by understanding the sensitivity of yourself, as well as you have Ceres here nurturing your creativity or neglecting it. The Sun with the Lion's Gate is here in Leo, which is all the 5th house. The 5th house is your pursuit of pleasure. And this is why it's important, because you're being shown where you're not getting pleasure, where you're not getting enjoyment, where you're not getting fun, where you're not getting creativity. Venus coming in is showing you where it's pissing you off, where it's hurting you. Venus is not love. Venus shows you what helps you feel good and what supports you. But she also shows you what harms you and hurts you. And she's leaving that inner emotional security of where you either are tapping into the inner emotional security or where you're missing it, then going into that 5th house of that inner child, inner fun, inner play, inner sexuality, inner yearning. This is what makes you tick. Do you have time to enjoy what makes you tick? Makes you want to be part of this life. Ceres is going, well, are you nurturing that or are you neglecting it? And the sun is illuminating if that creativity is there or not. And then as it moves away and it goes all the way through the month and into that new moon in Virgo at the end of the month, where Mercury is, until Mercury moves also into the next house. So this is your 5th, 6th, and 7th house that we're talking about. And it is going from the Lionsgate energy to the end of the month into the daily routines, your mundane tasks. And there's nothing mundane about the mundane. It's just you overlook it because you do it so repetitively. It's the people, places, and things of energies that you consume, which also consume you. So are you consuming energy of people, places, and things that are actually supporting you, enjoying what makes you tick? Are you getting the energies back from the world that are helping you go, this is what I enjoy. Yes, I need more of this. Or is it taking from you and not leaving you with any fun, not leaving you with anything to be enjoying, anything that makes your inner child play and be happy to be part of this life? See, it's showing you where you need to redirect in order for you to be able to touch base on that creativity. Okay? And as you come to the end of the month, it's teaching you how to communicate that in the relationships that you have with, like, your work friends, your friends' friends, the communities that you are part of. And are you able to balance this? The energies that you consume, are they able to support your dreams, your goals, your ambitions, your fun, your hobbies, what makes you want to be part of life, or not? And are you getting the time for that? Or are you angry and frustrated because you feel like it's all being taken away? And if it feels like it's being taken away, that's because of where you're holding on to that three-dimensional idea. You're feeding it to be able to do so. And you need to mentally get out of that three-dimensional and into a higher place. This is why the cards are saying hope and happiness. Give yourself that break. Focus on that, not what's taking from you, so that you can redirect it by readjusting. Now, and communicating properly out what you need. That is your 5th, 6th, and 7th house. Now, as you get into your 8th house, this is where the South Node is. This is Scorpio. This is where the rules, walls, and boundaries of the relationships actually rebirth and flourish and help us to create healthy relationships that continuously grow, or where they show us that they need to be cord cut, where they're showing us that we're not on the same wavelength, we're not on the same vibration. And the South Node here is saying there's a lot going on in where you have allowed the outer world to dictate what's the best for you, instead of you dictating what's the best for you. Because the South Node is everything that you're good at, but it's not good for you. It's where you've taken the advice of these relationships, of these daily routines, of being able to enjoy your life from everybody else, but maybe it's not actually worked out well. And what I mean by that is everything that you're good at, but it's not good for you anymore. It may have worked out in the past, but it's not working anymore. And it's showing you where you have to adjust these changes in order for it to work out in the new future. And then showing you what people, places, and things you want to maintain and keep growing your relationships with, versus the ones that are no longer in sync with you. Now, your 10th house You've had Capricorn here forever, but we're at our last 2 years of it. The 10th house is showing you, where are you showing the world who you are? Where are you showing the world your authority versus just taking what the government, what the society tells you you have to do with a grain of salt, and that's the rules, deal with it. Where are you coming into your power to where you have power? Because this is Pluto in retrograde, saying the only way that you will have that power in your life is to take it, but is to find it within yourself in order to take it. And I always say that it is, Pluto is, though I walk through the shadow of death, I fear no evil. So this is saying, do you believe in you enough to show the world why they should believe in you? At least as far as what goes on in your life and why that is working for you, or why it needs to be shifted so that it can work for you. Now, as you get into your 11th house, same thing, rules, laws, and boundaries, groups, memberships, committees. Are they helping you grow into the goals, the dreams, the ambitions that you're trying to create? Or are these groups, memberships, committees, these people, these energies that are part of your life, are they actually working more for what they want and not giving you any time for what you want? Again, setting the rules, laws, boundaries, shifting them so that it is working for you. Now, as you go through that universal 12th house, this is just saying, are you tapping into the denial of where you haven't tapped into? Are you tapping into where it's become convenient to stay the same? Because the convenience is actually not growing. It's just, I'm comfortable. Comfortable energies that are actually uncomfortable, insecure, hiding, grief, sorrow, shame, blame, insecurity. But I've become comfortable with my insecurity, and therefore I don't grow. Are you tapping into those areas of where you've become comfortable in your non-growing? And if you're paying attention to this, this is lifting, breathing magic into that so that it is bringing new healing. Because as you go into your first house, your person, your character, your personality, your views of the outer world, everything in your first house is in retrograde. Chiron is in retrograde. Jupiter, abundance, is in retrograde. You have Aries, which is in retrograde. Trouble, toil, strife. So this is saying it is so much easier for you to just point the finger outwardly right now. So much easier for you to just give up and want to try something new. And this is not the time to give up. This is the time to be in the trenches and to work through that and to really figure out what you want to be, who you want your character to be, where you want to see this world go. By acknowledging where you won't hold on tight and work through. And as you're working through this, it's going to show you that you abundantly can heal and start a new cycle, or you can abundantly stay exactly where you're at with a whole new line of crap. Because your Aries sign is going to be in retrograde until December. So this is saying through now, not just this Lion's Gate, and not just this full moon or this new moon. This is saying your energies, your character is in retrograde of reevaluating the mirror of who you want to be to yourself and what kind of world do you want to create by acknowledging where you're not growing, where you're not giving yourself the full picture, where you're not completely seeing all of the glorious you that you are. But the alpha can only stay the alpha if the alpha is willing to grow. And this is saying you have to maintain your health, your healing, your soulfulness, your inner child. You have to balance this right now. And you have to decide what character you have been versus who you want to be. And are you honestly forthcoming with that? With that being in retrograde, I'm warning you. Jupiter is going to be in retrograde with these energies right up until the end of the year, but Jupiter will move back into your 12th house in November. So you don't want to be in denial about this, because when it is, it'll make your November and December horrible when Jupiter goes back into the 12th house and has to kick your ass over everything that you don't want to admit. So this is very forthcoming energy with yourself now, so that you can move forward and continue to move forward and continue that growth in the 3-dimensional as well as all the other dimensions. Now, your second house, which is the manifestation, is Taurus. And Uranus is here with Mars up until the 20th. But Uranus is in shadow. This is really getting a mind trip in your head of your self-worth and self-value, self-esteem. Very aggressive, push and shove energy. And I've been saying for years, with Uranus being here, if you're not in your power, someone else will be. And this is saying that if you are feeling powerless, then you're giving that power away. If you are feeling rejected and afraid, then you are actually not harnessing the power of you. That's not stepping into your self-worth, your self-value, your self-esteem. That's stepping into doubt and anxiety on a 3-dimensional level. So this is saying, where are you insecure with your inner emotional security? Where are you insecure with your value, with your worth, with your self-esteem? Because tapping into that and acknowledging where you have problems with that is what will help direct it back into feeling secure. Tap it back into coming back into your power and your manifestation, your law of attraction, and your money. But like I said, your core energy right now is in retrograde. So this is definitely in your head, deep-seated thinking about reevaluating the growth of who and what you are, the character, and finding, rebirthing courage. But courage in a soulful way of being able to reclaim, not being able to push and shove, not needing to push and shove, but to claim your power and bring it back to you. And you're going to be feeling this energy, not just, you're feeling it starting and building and back building, but this energy is going to stick and keep growing throughout the next, until December. And so, like I said, up through November, this is some really getting deep, raw, and real with your character, with who you want to see this world to be, how you want to see it, and are you viewing it from a 3-dimensional, low vibrational energy, or can you jump into a higher vibration and then shift it all? As you go into your 3rd and your 4th house, this is asking you not to be submissive, but to not be all logical or all emotional. This is balance. Balance your truth. Don't give away your power. Be secure in who and what you are by knowing who and what you are. Evaluating where some of the parts of who and what you are isn't working, so that you can acknowledge that and start making it work. Because your inner emotional security is something that can't be taken away from you. It's something you have to know and feel and believe in. But your communication is going to have Mars coming into it mid-month or around the 20th. And then that's going to make you even more want to be aggressive and speak. But are you speaking from your truth, or are you speaking from your question about yourself? Very mirroring energy. But this is definitely a moment of true soul depth. This next 6 months is. But it's kicking it off now for you and teaching you to really touch base on your inner soul, your inner fire, your inner fun, your inner play, your inner pursuit of pleasure. Pay attention to these things. Pay attention to how you're going to help, breathe in that happiness and not all the anxiety, the doubt, fear. Because you can only manifest one or the other. You don't want to manifest both. You want to notice where you're manifesting against yourself so you can stop that and start creating what you want. By giving yourself that creative spark, that pursuit of pleasure, that fun, that higher vibration. Don't focus on the other. You guys. Bye.